Whoa, wake up. I found myself traveling through the world of Gawu. He also awakened the most useless whiteboard mage just when I decided to lie flat. My skills actually think I'm too vegetable. Run away from home to level up. I just regretted it. Looking at the empty palms, the skill bar status is instantly refreshed. Hierbei unser Status. Onawe rade mode. Nah, the mood is murderous. Positive damage. 100. Just when I was stunned, my mother's gentle voice came from downstairs. Little brother, come down to eat. I responded, rushed towards it with a lot of worries, while eating frantically searching for vegetarians. What if you can run away from home? My dad Mutianba frowned. Little brother, eat so deliciously. What kind of mobile phone is not going to be abandoned? I quickly buckled my phone, squeezed out a smile. Dad, I'll check the job transfer information. As soon as these words came out, my parents looked at each other. His eyes were full of distress. They thought I was sad, that I was a blank slate. The next second, my mother gently served me soup in a vegetarian bowl. Little brother, don't put too much pressure on yourself. Mom has thought about it. The university is just a mess. Go home after graduation. These mountains belong to our family. Mom raised you for 10 lifetimes. When I heard this, I was ecstatic. In my previous life, I was rolled up to sudden death. Isn't it fragrant to be the second son of a wealthy family in this life? Besides, the skills are all gone. Do you want me to use my staff to knock on monsters? I immediately put down my chopsticks, a sincere face. Mom and Dad, don't worry. From tomorrow, I will be responsible for helping my mother spend money. Help Dad with his military medal. I will definitely be a qualified son. The soup my dad had just drunk almost spurted out. My mother's smile also froze instantly. They never thought of it. I went down the slope to get off the donkey so fast. Don't even pretend to be a young man, but he refuses to be poor. I don't care about that. 3 down 5, divided by 2. After eating, he ran upstairs. I'm full. Mom and Dad, take your time. I just want to know now, where is my runaway rebellious skill running? Just after I disappeared, my dad sighed, rubbing his eyebrows. This mentality is too powerful. It's all what you're used to. My mother raised her eyebrows, instantly exploded. Mutiamba, don't buckle my hat. Who is afraid of their son's hand pain? Secretly replace the wooden sword he trained with a sponge stick. Now, I think my son is salted fish. You have to take full responsibility for being late. Dad, who was still majestic just now, was you in an instant. Shrunk his neck. Isn't that distressing? My mother sighed. The little brother has no elemental affinity. It's too hard to learn advanced skills. Actual combat micro-exercises can't keep up. Let it be. As long as he's happy. My dad looked solemn. He lights a cigar. The voice was lowered. Our family has a big business. There are quite a few people in the town. What if something happens to us one day? Just rely on the salted fish character of the little brother. I'm afraid it's not just that I can't keep the family business, it will also harm him. My mother was silent for a moment. She's spoiling me and understands the weak in this world. Then what do you say? The next second my dad extinguished the cigarette butt, looked at my mother with burning eyes. Wi-Fi genes are absolutely top-notch. Brother's situation is purely accidental. Let's shake it again. Okay, on the other side I locked the door. Throw yourself into the big bed. Dead Town career panel. At this moment, the message pops up. Your fireball technique arrives at the level 3 novice village. The verdant grassland encountered a lucky tooth, spitting fireball technique, and laughed. Is that funny? He shot angrily. Accurate hit. Kill success experience +5. Fireball expresses dissatisfaction. This kind of low-level regret has rejected my noble life. He was roaring. I'm going to hit 10. Looking at the battle record, I fell into deep thought. Skills are anthropomorphic, fully automatic hang-up. Others fight desperately in the wild. As for me, people sit at home. Experience comes from the sky. The skills are your own brains. Will aim and predict. I know how to kill a dog better than me. This is simply a fully automatic plug-in. I lay back comfortably. I was in a good mood. In your fireball is surrounded by 15-step grey wolves. My heart skipped a beat. This is dangerous. If YY can't beat it, run away. I subconsciously shouted, but in the face of the surrounding small fireball, he was extremely excited. He thinks a la carte is too time-consuming, seriously slowing down the efficiency of upgrades. In his anger, he began to deduce and reorganize the fire element arrangement. The small fireball broke out. He comprehended the fission secret of the fire element. Congratulations on your ability evolving into an advanced skill on its own. Multiple burst fireballs bombard the prairie grey wolf. X15. Gain experience points +75. The small fireball aggressively spat out a puff of smoke ring. A bunch of scum. I bounced off the bed with a jerk. A new skill icon appears in the skill bar. This is only half a day of transfer, since you can think that killing monsters is too difficult. It gave me new skills. I looked at the icon in a daze, completely dumbfounded. Against the sky, too. Against the sky. I couldn't help but shake my head. Others are people. and I become a skill lover when I practice my skills. If you learn water archery, will he roll himself into a tsunami? Learn the art of escaping. Will he not be hard enough? Roll yourself into an absolute defense. This goes on. Isn't I a whiteboard mage going to become a full-line forbidden curse mage? I gasp. This is simply to lie down and become a god. The big exam 3 days later. I want to be a blockbuster. It's a little exciting to think about it. At this moment, ding, Fearball dislikes the verdant grassland too weak. It has gone to the 3/5 level area. Leave a message in a dark and dense forest. Go to sleep. Don't interfere with Lao Tzu's operation. Looking at this domineering message, I was completely relieved. Okay, the skills are so hard. How can I, the master, hold back? To match it, I decided to sleep. I yawned. Adjust your posture. Little tiger, come on. Tomorrow morning I didn't reach level 3. I'm going to laugh at you. 2 minutes later, I fell asleep. Next morning, I opened my eyes in a daze. Subconsciously click on the career panel. Nama, Pastoral level, LV. 25 skill. Fireball technique OD3. Multi-burst fireball. By 3. My pupils shrank. The drowsiness disappeared instantly. Damn, it's really level 3. You must know that genius mages also have to team up to explode their livers to have 3 episodes a day. As for me, I get 3 levels of sleep for 1 night. 25 more experience. Is this the charm of fully automatic hang up? I quickly glanced at the skill bar. Fearball's state. I fell asleep in my sleep. Last night the battle broke out and killed the Tooth Rabbit X158 message. I'm tired to death. Hurry up and get the ignition element food supplement. Otherwise we will strike. At this moment, my mother called me gently downstairs. Brother came down for breakfast. Mary got out of bed, on a little song and went downstairs. In the living room, my parents are already ready to do it. I was in a good mood. Pick up a slice of toast. I just sat down. The professional instinct of the holy high priest of the mother. It made her feel that something was wrong. Why is the aura on my brother stronger than yesterday? My mother subconsciously threw a probing technique. He froze on the spot. Moo. Level V3. My dad noticed it too. Tiger's body shook. The eyes almost popped out. Level 3. He stood up suddenly, a look of disbelief. The little brother was still a first class before going to bed last night. Why is it level 3 now? Facing the shocked gaze of the second elder, I chuckled in my heart. Brain is running fast. Just 0.1 seconds. I changed into a pair of embarrassment. With a slightly admirable expression. Mom and Dad, although I am a whiteboard mage, but after all, I am the son of Mutianba and Suwan, so I waited for you to sleep last night. I sneaked out and practiced for a while. Speaking of this, my eyes were clear. The tone was sincere and kind. Mom and Dad, don't worry. Although there is no elemental affinity, I will also try to become stronger. Even if it's a stupid bird, I also want to fly 2 steps first. Mutianba and Suwan looked at each other. Eyes of the two instantly turned red. Good boy. Mutianba slapped me on the shoulder with emotion. If you have this kind of heart, you will be contented. Since you want to practice, Dad fully supports you. Paint the wall. Mutianba waved his hands, shouted out the door. On you just finished speaking. A refreshing figure pushed the door in. The commander's woman was slightly slim. Voice was cold. Mutianba nodded slightly. Then he looked at me and said, since you want to upgrade, then don't sneak around in security. After eating at home, you take you to the wild. Level up as much as you want. Choose the first. It seems that he must go to this wilderness. Anyway, a small fireball doesn't consume his mental strength to kill monsters. Lying down where you are not lying down. Just go out for a walk. Just picked up the chopsticks again. I suddenly thought of the message of the little fireball. Fire element food. Could it be that your skills need to replenish the energy of the corresponding element at all times? There is no need to consume your essence in battle. Thinking of this white owl, I looked at my old mother. Is there anything more fire in today's breakfast? Zool. Wann das Stund? Then the smile on his face became stronger. Of course there is. Suan immediately turned her head and ordered the housekeeper, go get that box of lava fruit and the tenderloin of the flaming rhino that just arrived yesterday. Let the kitchen fry immediately. After 10 minutes, plates of valuable food were placed in front of me. That rich fire elemental aura, so that Yihangyu, who was standing aside, couldn't help but look sideways. I'm not welcome either. Pick up a lava red heart fruit like a cherry tomato and throw it into your mouth. A stream of heat instantly flowed down the throat and all over the body. Meanwhile, I can feel it clearly. The skill icon of the little fireball instantly became restless. Fireball tasted the high purity fire element. Fireball roared. Cool. That's what it tastes like. I feel full of strength. Those damn monsters let me out. I want to burn them to death. The guy was calm and calm as my skill. Maybe a bit of a city. I couldn't help but comfort this grumpy old man in my heart. Fireball expresses disdain. The city government can eat his food. Less nonsense. Take me to the wilderness. My big knife is already hungry. After eating, I went, but Let's first agree on 3 chapters. First, wait until you reach the wild. Don't be too far away from me. Within 500 meters of me, you know. The second point, you'll have to dress up later. Other people's fireballs are fired one by one. Throw it out, and it will blow up. You're good. After a shot, it was still floating in the sky. Find your next goal. Is this like a word? The fireball technique exploded in an instant. You let me finish it. Lao Tzu is going to become a forbidden being. How can you do such a secret thing? Lao Tzu is about to float in the sky. Let those monsters tremble in fear. No way. If you dare to float outside all the time. It's easy for people to find out that I have a problem. That time, I was arrested and sliced for research. Who gave you this top magical beast meat painting wall? I deliberately inserted a piece with a fork. The flame rhinoceros beef is still shining. Choke his mouth. See, this piece of meat costs tens of thousands. If you are disobedient, from now on I will drink white porridge every day. Not a single Mars for you. Hirabal fell silent. The originally murderous icon flashed twice. It seems that Ping is engaged in a fierce ideological struggle. A few seconds later, Hirabal compromised. Okay, as long as the meat tube is enough. Easy to say anything. Do you remember, for me, it's not a lock. This is a tactical relocation. It is for a longer killing year. Done. I was in a good mood. Over the food on the plate in 2 or 3 strokes. Wiped his mouth and stood up. Mom and Dad full. Mr. Yi, let's go. Go to the dark and dense forest. A black military off-road vehicle with a low roar. It stopped at the entrance of the dark forest on the outskirts of Shanghai City. The doors opened. Yi Hongyu got out of the car first. He glanced around vigilantly. After confirming safety, the rear seat door was opened. The young master has arrived, stretched out and got out of the car. The fireball tree let out a burst of laughter. In the dark forest, my little fireball is back. Tremble, monster, fear ants. Our wrath will baptize this sinful land again. The two walked into the outskirts of the dense forest, one after the other. Ye Hongyu walked aside, while skillfully pulling out 2 daggers glowing with cold light. Spoke, young master, in order to ensure your leveling efficiency, I won't team up with you. My plan is for me to be responsible for attracting and controlling monsters, and beat the monster to a near-death state. The final blow is yours. This gives you 100 of your experience points. Understand, Sister Yi has worked hard. I nodded, full of ease. Yi Hongyu looked at my careless look, a slight sigh in his heart. Soon the two had gone deep into some distance. Yi Hongyu suddenly stopped. The expression was a little solemn. Young master, in front is the activity area of the Shadow Wolf. Although this monster is also level 3, but it is known for its speed and agility, and is extremely difficult to give birth. With your current ability to control fireballs, even if I cripple it, I'm afraid you will also have a hard time hitting this kind of agile target. One day he missed. Not only is it a waste of mental energy, it will also waste time. My advice is, let's go around this area. You can also go to the west to find iron sheets, although that kind of monster has thick skin. Bah! It moves slowly, suitable for you to practice accurate head. After hearing this, I didn't care about it. It's all here. If you meet it along the way, cripple me. Don't waste experience points. Yi Hongyu still wanted to persuade me and smiled, full of confidence. Don't worry. I'm still a little confident in my aim. A red jade leaf. Look at my confident look. I couldn't help but feel a little suspicious. Where does the young master get his confidence? Okay, since the young master insists, then try it. Yi Hongyu didn't say anything more, just clenched the dagger in his hand. If you miss, I'll make up for it right away. It will never put you in danger. The words just fell. The dense bushes on the left suddenly exploded. A grey-black afteridge pounced like an arrow off the string. Shadow Wolf level. Alpha 3 Shokshi. Yi Hongyu's eyes were stern. The body is faster than the sound. He has long legs. The figure greeted him like a ghost. The dagger in his hand threw a cold light in the air. The shadow wolf that was pounced in midair let out a scream. Yi Hongyu accurately scratched his front legs and abdomen, and a beautiful side kick followed. Kicked the wolf hard in the waist. The shadow wolf fell heavily to the ground, although he did not die, but it is also extremely wolf and fox. Young master beyond now. Yi Hongyu shouted. At the same time, he took a step back, gave up the position of the kill. I gave an order. Go ahead, man. An orange-red fireball roared out of my palm. The moment when the fireball was shot, although the shadow wolf was seriously injured, but still rolled to the right violently, uses the talent skill Shadow Flash. This roll happened to avoid the original flight trajectory of the fireball. Yi Hongyu's heart sank. Sure enough, it still doesn't work. The whiteboard mage's fireball trajectory is too straight. It is simply impossible to cope with such sudden deformation. He was preparing to make up for it, so that this wolf would not threaten the young master's life. But in the next second, Yi Hongyu froze in place. His eyes widened instantly. It was as if I had seen some incredible picture. The fireball that had been emptied was grazing the wolf. There was a sudden stop behind him. Immediately afterwards, the fireball forcibly reversed direction. There was a sharp U-turn. Go straight to the shadow wolf, and the swirling fireball hit the shadow wolf with great precision. The shadow wolf, who was already bleeding, was directly blown up by the fireball. Kill shadow wolf. All 3. to gain 20 experience points after killing the Shadow Wolf. The little fireball kept its promise and disappeared on the spot. Yi Hongyu was dying in the flames that had not yet dissipated. This is the second stage of spiritual power. He turned to look at me. At this time, I put my hands in my pockets. The whole person stood there loosely, relaxed face. This is still the waste, young master. I saw Yi Hongyu in a daze. Couldn't help but shout, Yi Jin, what's wrong? Why are you stunned? Hurry up to the next one. Yi Hongyu sorted out her emotions. Seriously, master, now that you have such precise control, then we changed our strategy. Since hit rate is not a problem, then this kind of highly agile but crispy monster is just right. Next time I'm responsible for luring monsters. Beat them until they are bloody. You are in charge of the harvest. I was happy when I heard it. You don't have to move your legs. Just wait here. It's great. Yi Hongyu stopped talking nonsense. The figure flashed. It turned into a black streamer and rushed into the depths of the dense forest. After a while, there was a rapid noise from the bushes not far away. Young master, pick it up. Accompanied by Yi Hongyu's soft drink. A dark shadow crossed the parabola from mid-air. It was a shadow wolf with a broken hind leg. The fireball technique was instantly excited. Here's to you, a fireball. Accurately hit the head of the shadow wolf who was still screaming in mid-air. The fire exploded. One blow can kill. Black figure shuttled through the forest. Keep throwing half-dead monsters in the direction of the big tree. There is a shadow wolf. There are highly venomous spiders. There are even a few unlucky iron sheets. No matter from which tricky angle Yi Hongyu threw the monster over, the fireball always arrives first and produces a violent explosion at the moment of contact with the target. Never let any monster fall to the ground. Over time, warm golden light flashed on my body. Congratulations on your level upgrade to L5. Your skill fireball has been slaughtered for an afternoon. I feel that I am still not satisfied. Proficiency has been greatly improved. Current level Y thus. At this time, Yi Hongyu also walked out of the forest, hidden Danas throughout the day. Even if he is a high-level professional, I'm tired enough to choke at the moment. Congratulations, young master. Yi Hongyu said softly, you can upgrade to L5 the next day. This upgrade is already very fast. I put away my phone, stood up, and patted my buttle. The main thing is that Sister Yi is weird and good. Yi Hongyu turned his mouth around. Young master, the commander sent a message just now. It is said that a random copy scroll in the wild has been prepared for you. The experience of the dungeon is higher than that of the wild. Let's go back and get the scroll first. Let's have a meal, by the way. Moja Villa. In Jianghai City, a black off-road vehicle slowly drove into the gate, stopped in front of the carved fountain. The doors open. I stretched out and walked down. Yi Hongyu behind him still maintained that vigilant posture. Even in this absolutely safe Mu family greenhouse hall, Zuwan has been waiting for a long time. Saw my son enter the door. The smile on Suwan's face bloomed instantly. Quickly greeted him. Hold my hand. How about fighting left and right? Tired or not? Are there any injuries? I smiled. Mom, I'm going to practice a level. It's not going to war. What kind of injury can you get? Besides, I am very safe in the industry. Zuwan nodded in satisfaction. Then he pulled me to the restaurant. On the 5-meter-long dining table in the meal pound. At this moment it is full of dazzling delicacies. Tonight's dishes are all red stir-fry. The whole restaurant is filled with a hot and rich aroma. Smelling it felt like a ball of fire was swallowed in my throat. Mutianba was already sitting on the main seat, saying me waving with a smile. Come on, come. Oh, little brother, stop. I just sat down at this point. The little fireball began to roar wildly. Eat and eat. That's a fire dragon dried. I wanted to show off in my mouth. The corners of my mouth twitched. Chopstick sandwich a piece of dried fire dragon. Slowly blew the heat. What's the rush, don't you know about hot mouths? The fireball technique was so urgent that it jumped straight in feet. Fart. Lao Tzu is a fireball. And Lao Tzu is afraid of being hot. Are you a man who eats meat in big bites? The old man was anxious to death. I ignored the grumpy little fireball. Enjoy the food by yourself. With high purity fire element food down, I could feel the warm current in my body. It is constantly nourishing the restless little fireballs. Zhu Ban turned her head to look at Yi Hongyu on the side and smiled. Anja Yu, thank you for your hard work today. Just now, I looked at the level of the little brother. It's already all 5. Upgraded to level 2. In one day. You must be exhausted. Zhu Van Zaide. He took out a golden card from his bag and handed it over. At this time, the aunt was obviously on the VIP card of an equipment store. You should change your gear too. It's a little bit of my aunt's heart. Yi Hongyu didn't reach out to pick him up. Tone was respectful but a little stubborn. Bai Ren, your kindness and red jade heart. But my current equipment is very easy to use. There is no need for replacement for the time being. And it is my duty to protect the young master. It is also the commander's order. I really feel ashamed of it. Mutianba made a face, pretending to be serious. Let you hold it. You will hold it. That's so much nonsense. My wife's words are orders. The soldiers of the Mu family went out. The equipment is shabby. What I lost was my Mutianba's face. Yi Hongyu then took the gold card with both hands, put it away solemnly. Then he took a deep breath. The expression became a little complicated. In fact, You misunderstood one thing. Today the young master upgraded so fast. Main reason is that a young master is more powerful. If it weren't for the young master's calm operation, no matter how many strange shadows I have, the efficiency cannot be so high. The words fell. There was silence in the restaurant for a few seconds. Mutianba and Suwan's colleagues looked at each other. Prosperous eyes. It was as if he had heard a whiteboard wrong. Mage is powerful again. How powerful can it be? Suwan said seriously. On Dio, I know you're faithful. I want to give my little brother a long face, but let's just tell the truth. Yi Hongyu took a deep breath. Aoi seriously. Manda's wife. I'm not exaggerating. The young master can be said to be the one I have seen. The most gifted mage I've ever heard. Mutianba put down the chopsticks in his hand. The expression became serious. Hongyu, talk about it. Yi Hongyu did not answer. Instead, he took out his phone from his pocket. There is no evidence to support what he says. Commander's wife. This is a video I recorded this afternoon in the dark forest. After watching it, you will know that the video is only a dozen seconds. Just finished reading. Suwan Wu stopped his mouth. The eyes instantly turned red. This is really the little brother who has no elemental affinity. Directly hard control skill egg fighting. What a terrifying talent this must be. Mutianba slapped his thighs suddenly. Excited. What a casual fight. I'll just say it based on my feelings. How can I Mutianba be a waste couple? The two looked at each other. They all saw ecstasy in each other's eyes. Originally, the two were still discussing. Do you want your son to pretend to be dead on the day of the big exam, so as not to be gossiped about on the spot? Uwan restrained her emotions. Get straight to the point. Brother, you will take the big exam soon. I want to be admitted to a top university. At least you have to rush to level 10 and learn the second basic skill to guarantee. He turned his head to look at Yi Hongyu. Solemnly instructed. Hongyu, the next 2 days, you take your little brother to attack with all your might. Be sure to get him to 10 before the big exam. Yes, Mom. Yi Hongyu stood up and took the order. There was also a fighting spirit in his eyes. I nodded. There was no refusal. Okay, I see. I will work hard. Van saw that her son agreed happily. The smile on his face became stronger. The second skill is to do it. You should think about it too. Our basic skills books in various departments are available. Water swordsmanship, the earth, escape technique of the genealogy, wind blade technique of the wind system, ward healing. There are even rare lightning strikes. Little brother, which one do you want to learn? As long as you say, Mom. This makes people take it. Mutianba heard the words and suggested to his son, and Dad gave a suggestion. Although your fireball technique is invincible, the mage is crispy after all. The most feared thing is to be destroyed by assassins up close or remotely. So the second skill 8 recommends that you choose the soil system escape technique. This is the highest defense coefficient among basic skills. Learning it is like wearing an extra layer of turtle shell. It can save lives at critical moments. Suwan Azor nodded in agreement. What your dad said this time makes sense. Safety first. We don't want to kill the enemy much. First of all, you have to make sure you don't get hurt. I touched my chin, fell into deep thought. The second skill is really important to save your life. It's just that I am most curious now. New skills can also be anthropomorphic. What kind of virtue will this new skill be then? Okay then, just listen. The second skill is to temporarily breathe with an extra layer of shell. I can also feel more secure. It's important to save your life. I want to live a few more years. It's good looking. Just make your own decisions. Dad, it's just a suggestion. Now that the goal is set, then the upgrade cannot be stopped. Saying that, Mutianba wristed a quaint scroll with a purple-black light. It was solemnly placed on the table. This is a hard level Ghost Castle Dungeon Scroll. I was thinking of giving it to you in a few days. Since you level up so quickly, there is also that micro talent. This copy can be used tonight. The level limit is Elf 305. Hongyu can't go in with you, but that's okay. I've already found the team for you. At this moment, the old housekeeper walked in quickly. My will report. Master Madam Miss Cia and the others have arrived. The car was already parked outside. Mutianba looked at the time and smiled. Just said it came. These little guys are quite punctual. In the wooden villa, several slightly restrained young people stood up, obviously shocked by the arrogance of this manner. Mutianba strode ahead. My mother followed closely behind. Ha 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 ha, welcome, welcome, you're welcome. Be like yourself. At the head is a girl wearing a light blue French robe. Behind her were 2 men and a woman. A tall and thin boy with a longbow on his back. A body is wide and thick. A strong man with a giant shield on his back. Another has a double ponytail. The little pastor girl who is full of life. My mother let go of me. He stepped forward with a gentle and kind face, took the girl's hand. Is this the daughter of the CIA family? It's really getting longer and more beautiful. Listen to your dad. You are awakened. The water mage of the extremely clear river is really good. Dad waved his hand. Introduced to me. Little brother, let's get to know him. This is CIA Qingyu. The captain of the team this time is also a strong water method. And yeah, Qingyu stretched out a white hand. The voice is crisp. Hello, Mr. Mage. Hello, Xiamen University Flower. I stretched out my hand and shook it politely, turned sideways and began to introduce his teammates behind him. Now that the team has been formed, let me introduce the other members. This is Wang Meng. The front row shield battle defense is very strong, responsible for injury resistance. That is Zhang Kai Ranger, good at remote physical output. There is also Pastor Liu Waiwai Guangming, who is responsible for healing and buffing. All four of us are currently level 4 and well equipped. It is not a big problem to clear this copy with the ender. Hearing this, Mu Tianba on the side also added with a smile, little brother, don't worry. The fathers of these children are all old subordinates who dominate the army. Know the roots. They receive formal militarized combat training from an early age, although I have just changed jobs. But whether it is combat literacy or awareness, none of them are comparable to ordinary students. Get it? Saying that, I glanced back at the four of them and responded politely. Then I'm sorry for you. At this moment, a sound of footsteps came from the side hall. Young master, the equipment is taken. I saw Yi Hongyu hugging a bunch. The equipment with a faint orange halo came out. The four young people looked straight. This is a legendary purple cloud set, the divine outfit of mages below, level 5. Even T.I. Qingyu, who has always been expressionless. At this time, a hint of criticism flashed in her beautiful eyes. Even Xiaata Qingyu, who has always been expressionless. This time, a hint of criticism flashed in her beautiful eyes. I don't feel anything under the service of Yi Hongyu, like a useless man who stretches out his hand with clothes. Dress your gear neatly. I moved my arm. The glorious robe turned into a little starlight, instantly introduced into the body. In addition to combat status or active activation, it automatically hides its appearance when worn normally. It does not affect daily actions in any way. I can't wait to open the panel. Glanced at the attributes of this purple cloud suit, suddenly gasped. 10 off robes, 10 off boots, 15 off necklaces, plus the extra attributes of the set activation. The total CD reduction is up to 60. Zhang Kai and Wang Meng, who were standing not far away, looked at each other. It is called a sour in my heart. Ah, is this the technical work of reincarnation? All these subtle changes in expression, none of them escaped Mutianba's eyes. He saw the jealousy in Zhang Kai's eyes, saw Wang Meng's jealousy. I also saw their contempt for me, and you hidden in my heart. The smile on Mutianba's mouth converged slightly. A hint of coldness flashed in his eyes. He pulled me aside, deliberately lowered his voice. The tone was more serious than ever. Dokson, remember, this copy scroll is from our family, and it also gave them a lot of money. You are the boss. They are part-time workers. Enter the copy. If someone dares to point fingers at you, or the yin and yang weirdness have made you feel wrong, come back and tell Dad. Dad went to tear their mouths apart. Then Mutianba turned his head to look at Yi Hongyu again. After Hongyu sent the person to the door of the dungeon, you are guarding outside on the road. If they are disrespectful to the little brother, you can do it yourself. Yi Hongyu's eyes flashed with coldness. His eyes scratched Zhang Kai and the others coldly. Zhang Kai and Wang Meng only felt cold necks. Even T.I. Qingyu looked awe-inspiring. Okay, sister, you don't scare people. I waved my hand. Take the lead in walking outside. Let's go, students, don't waste time. The car starts smoothly. Sail aisle into the wilderness in the night. The atmosphere in the carriage was a little gloomy. Zhang Kai seemed to want to liven up the atmosphere. Cleared his throat, squeaked out a flattering smile at me. Mu Shao, we went to the difficult level dungeon this time. The monster inside is very fierce. It's different from those silly and ordinary monsters in the wild. The four of us have been working together for a long time. The tactical system is relatively sophisticated. You're just a blank slate. Ah, dumb the almighty mage may be a little worse on his head. It is easy to disrupt our festival. Speaking of this, Zhang Kai paused and continued. So I will enter the dungeon later, or you're at the back. This kind of dirty work is left to us. No, you treat it as a tour. Even if you don't make a move, it is the greatest contribution to the team. As soon as these words came out, the air in the carriage instantly froze. I haven't spoken yet. The luxury car that was speeding suddenly braked sharply. Huge inertia made Zhang Kai pounce forward. His face hit the back of the chair in front of him hard. Zhang Kai snorted and screamed before he could complain. As soon as he looked up, he met a pair of cold and piercing eyes through the rearview mirror. Yi Hongyu held the steering wheel with one hand. Zhang Kai looked in the rearview mirror. If I heard it right, you mean that our young master is too weak? I don't deserve to fight alongside you. Or are you teaching the young master to do things? Zhang Kai's face turned pale instantly. Sister, I didn't mean that. I just want Mu Shao to be safe. I'm stupid, I'm damned. As he spoke, he raised his hand and gave himself a mouth. I was speechless when I looked at this scene. How can it be like you have become a big villain, or the kind of villain who has to be killed by the protagonist in the early stage? Jia Qingyu took a deep breath. Open hit Yuan Hongyu's sister. Zhang Kai is indeed stupid, but she has no malice. It is indeed just a matter of worrying about Mu's safety. Please don't worry about him. I shook my head helplessly. Okay, drive with a night view. Don't scare people. Their original intentions are indeed well-intentioned. Hear me speak. The murderous aura in Yi Hongyu's eyes slowly subsided. The car restarted. Zhang Kai was paralyzed in the seat. The back was already soaked with cold sweat. About an hour passed. The luxury car was parked on a desolate rocky beach. Yi Hongyu took out the quaint scroll. The coordinates were none. As the scroll burns out, the air ahead shook violently. A space crack emitting purple light was torn open. Yi Hongyu looked at me. Although this is a trained team, but the situation in the copy is changeable. Be careful. Don't be cautious in case of danger. Lo, I nodded. Don't worry, Sister Yi. I will take care of myself. Subsequently, Yi Hongyu's eyes swept towards Yi Qingyu again. On the 4th, you all heard clearly. If it comes out, the young master is missing a piece of skin. You know the consequences. Shankai and Wang nodded like pounding garlica. It was almost launched on the spot. Even Yi Qingyu, who has always been cold, nodded seriously. Please rest assured, as the captain, I will be responsible for the safety of the team members. Then the 5 stepped into the crack. Burst of vertigo passed through the earth. I opened my eyes. In the eye is an eerie castle corridor. The walls are made of black and blue stone bricks. It is covered with wilted vines and moss that smells fishy. Yi Qingyu in front had quickly entered a fighting state. The staff in his hand gently tapped the ground. A soft aqua blue aura spread, dispel some of the surrounding chill a little. He quickly glanced at everyone. Wang Meng was sluggish and topped at the front. Pay attention to pulling hatred. Never let monsters break through the defenses. Shankai, you are on my left in charge of remote physical output and reconnaissance. Always pay attention to the ceiling, and the shadow of the sun is already in the middle. Always ready to give Wang Meng a shield and treatment. Mu Xiao, you are standing in the middle of the line. After saying that, he turned his head to look at Shankai again. Aggravated the tone. Shankai, there is a monster sneak attack behind. To support the pastoral as soon as possible. Shankai immediately understood, patted his chest and promised, don't worry. Yes, as long as I still have a breath. Absolutely not let Mu lose a single hair. I don't have any arrangements for myself in Yi Qingyu. Instead, he took out snacks, mixed with fire attributes from his pocket. The team advanced slowly. Silence inside the castle is terrifying. Only the heavy footsteps of the crowd echoed in the corridor. Suddenly there was a soft sound from the dark corner ahead. It's like the sound of bones rubbing. Everyone's nerves instantly tightened. I saw in the darkness ahead 2 dark blue flames slowly emerged. By the faint light, everyone finally saw the true face of the monster. Netherworld Civet, Elite Level 5. Yi Qingyu's face changed. He's a highly agile elite monster king raising a shield. He was too fast. Difficult to hit from a distance. Wait for him to pounce before attacking. Don't waste your mental strength. The words did not fall. An orange-red light from the end of the line without warning. Immediately afterwards, a fist-sized fireball. The certain, indomitable, irritable momentum. Whistling past by Yi Qingyu and Zhang Kai. Mu Xiao, wait until you get close to fight again. Missed from such a distance. Zhang Kai shouted subconsciously. Just as the fireball was about to hit, the figure of the netherworld spirit cat flashed sharply to the left. The fireball grazed his side and flew over. The throat is really empty. Zhang Kai sighed. However, the next second, the fireball that Nike had clearly flown over slammed into the air. It seemed to be forcibly pulled by a pair of invisible big hands. Kirabal sneered. You hide an egg. The fireball turns in the air. It smashed the waist of the ghostly spirit cat. The netherworld spirit cat let out a shrill scream. The bomb rolled to the ground. Shankai, Qingyu and others were stunned for a moment. Before they came to their senses, another fireball roared beside them. And then there was the second one. The lonely civet cat tried his best to gamble, but it turned out to be in vain. 2 violent explosions sounded. Level 5 elite monster was blown into bone slide by 3 consecutive blows. Shankai, Yi Qingyu and others widened their eyes. Look at the pile of broken bones. Then he turned his head to look at me in the middle of the team at the same time. Shankai's voice was a little dry. 3 fireballs. Yi Qingyu's cold eyes were also full of incredibility. As a first-class water mage, he's also a top student with a perfect score in theory courses. He knows better than anyone else. The scene just now meant this level of micro-operation. I looked at the crowd and patted the crumbs on my hands helplessly. Why are you all stunned? Let's go quickly. This broken place is sunny. I still want to clear the level early and go back to sleep. Hear me. Everyone wakes up like a dream. Qingyu quickly adjusted her mentality, although I was shocked. But as a captain, Yimi must remain calm. Since Muru rarely has such a powerful means of output, then our tactics can also be a little more aggressive. You open the way ahead. Speed up a little. At this moment, Liu Vai, who had always had a low sense of existence, suddenly turned pale with a small face. Looking at the pile of bones just now, it's a lot of weirdness. Everyone's hearts tightened. Follow the direction of his finger. I saw the place where the original elite level ghost civet cat appeared. Countless pairs of dark blue eyes lit up densely. There are dozens of pairs of feet. Don't panic. It's just a group of ordinary level lonely civet cats. In addition to the number of multi-point attributes, far less than the elite monster just now. Qingyu's voice suddenly sounded cool and calm. For Qingyu's tactical arrangement was finished. A familiar heat wave roared out from behind him again. An orange-red fireball. Just like that, he rushed towards the dozens of ghost spirit cats in a daze. Amo Shao Qingyu subconsciously exclaimed, "This young master is too anxious. This is a group of dozens of highly agile monsters. It is very likely to instantly provoke all monsters and cause a riot too. But in the next second, everyone's eyes widened, looking at the fireball incredulously. The fireball trembled violently. In the air, the ice split into more than a dozen fireballs in an instant. Like a small rain of meteors covered over the heads of the netherworld spirit Catsi. The dozen fireballs smashed into the cats. Suddenly, a violent explosion instantly resounded throughout the castle. Xia Xingyue quickly came back to her senses. Don't be stunned. Quickly assist Mu Shaoqing and the monster. Don't give them a chance to breathe. One dreamed of a fish that escaped from the net with 5 knives. Chiang Kai killed the remaining blood. In fact, you don't need much help at all, because my offensive didn't stop at all. Only 6 seconds passed. The second fireball roared out, split into a dozen fires in the air again. In less than half a minute, the battle ended. Xia Xingyue stared blankly at the pile of broken bones in front of her. Dozens of monsters of the same level in his original expectations. At least the whole team needs to cooperate. Pull carefully for 10 minutes. But now, less than half a minute. World is quiet. Xia Qingyu looked at me and couldn't help but speak. Mu Shao Dad's skill just now was the primary skill of the fire mage. Multiple bursts. This skill of fireball, it involves elemental splitting and secondary detonation techniques. Mu Shao, I'll ask you at the same time. How many skill books have you eaten in total to learn this trick? Skill book? I scratched my head. A dazed look. I've never seen that thing. Xia Xingyue testified. You mean you are not using any skill books? I took it for granted. Isn't it just a split and then fry it again? Is it difficult? The words just fell. My skill bar started shaking like crazy. The fireball technique couldn't be listened to. That's not difficult for me. Sooner or later, you will be struck by lightning. Shamelessly steal the fruits of my labor. Won't your conscience hurt? My face did not change color. Just replied silently in his heart. Shut up, do you want to eat it? When I stir-fry red fireworks, the fireball technique instantly mutes, and the status is updated. Positive 100 damage on the screen. At the same time, on the rocky beach outside the dungeon, Yi Hongyu leaned against the front of the car, raised his wrist and looked at the time. It's been half an hour, although he was very confident in my car micro-maneuvers. But after all, it is a difficult copy. Even an elite squad is at most half an hour. Just cleaned up the periphery. He took a deep breath of the cigarette in his hand, was about to spit out the smoke ring. Suddenly, a sense of shaking came from the ground. Immediately afterwards, there was an extremely oppressive evil aura. In an instant, the entire chaotic world hall was enveloped. Yi Hongyu's face changed suddenly. He suddenly looked up at the space crack, the entrance to the dungeon that originally emitted a mysterious purple light. A thick, indissoluble pitch black was surging wildly, like a demonic eye from hell. Slowly open it. Abyss in this world. Copies are divided into 2 categories. One is a fixed copy of existence, stable and secure. The other type is the temporary copy space opened by the random copy scroll. And this temporary copy has a very low probability it will be eroded by the abyssal chi of another dimension. Mutations occur. Yi Hongyu's fingertips trembled, extinguished the cigarette butt directly, turned around and took out his phone. Dial Mutianba's number. Abyssalized copies. If it's just a simple monster getting stronger, there is still a glimmer of hope. The scariest part is, in a normal copy, just crush the return curl that you carry with you, can be forcibly separated from parents and save life. This is also the biggest confidence that he dares to let me in, because when in the car, he gave me multiple return scrolls, but once the copy is Abyss, he gave me multiple return scrolls, but once the copy is Abyss, returning to the scroll will be invalidated. There is only one way to get out alive. That is killing. Final report is completed. Only 2 phone calls were connected. Hongyu is the little brother cleared. This is quite fast. Mo Jianba's hearty laughter came from the receiver. Commander, something happened. Yi Hongyu spoke very quickly. Copy where the young master is located has undergone an abyssal mutation. There was a crisp sound on the other end of the phone. Then came Mo Jianba's bee cry. I'll go over right away. The original sunny corridor deep in the castle. At this moment, a more strange change has occurred. The smell of decay and dampness in the air gradually disappeared. A breath of Nita's blood that seemed to have been fermented for a long time emanated. The lamps on the walls burned with dark blue flames. Flames suddenly beat violently. The color also changed from orchid to dark purple. Wrong! Hi! Xia Qingyue, who was walking in the front, suddenly stopped. He stared at the surging fog ahead. He looked around at the changes in the surrounding environment. Captain, what's wrong? Chiang Kai, who was following behind, felt a little sorry. Subconsciously asked. Yeah. Xingyue kept looking around. It seems that it is repeatedly confirmed. Finally, spat out a sentence. Abyss words. Chiang Kai was so frightened that his whole body went limp. I hurriedly took out the return scroll. A glimmer of light emanated from the scroll. Nothing has changed. Turning to the scroll, it's not responding. Really, abyssal words. Chiang Kai's voice was trembling. His eyes were empty and desperate. Despair spread through the ranks. Liu Waivai, the timid pastor girl, he was already so frightened that he cried. Even the strong man Wang Meng held the shield in his hand and kept sending building materials. Mu Shao Chankai's voice trembled with a crying voice. Let's do it now. I looked at the dark road ahead. My heart was also speechless. Abyss copy. That would require a whole elite team. Only then can there be hope for customs clearance. Fireball techniques dilute the Abyss breath in the air in a big mouthful, excited to the point of trembling. The smell is full of a violence, destruction, depravity. It's wonderful. Ha 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 ha. This is worthy of being called a copy. The previous ones were playing house. I felt the hot blood in my body burning. It was a call from hell. Extremely excited. Abyssal monsters deal positive 2 damage. Looking at this skill, that fears that the world will not be chaotic. I sighed. When you are strong, you will be strong. This guy, but the damage is increased by 200. It may not be able to beat the Abyssal treasure. I patted the spirit stone shavings on my hand. Now yightly. Okay, don't cry and lose face. Now that there is no way out, then we can only move forward. CER. Xingyu took a deep breath. Tighten your staff again. The ice became firm. Mu Shao was right. It's useless to cry. I can only fight. Everyone listens. The formation shrinks. Protect the young and the young. Let's go in. The journey ahead is tragic. The monsters after the abyss not only skyrocketed in attributes, the desire to attack has become even more crazy. Monster that could have been solved with just a few fireballs. More fire coverage is now needed. Fortunately, the CD reduction effect of my purple cloud suit is really perverted. Plus small fireballs. The abyss system damage is 200 positive. The team pushed all the way to the deepest part of the copy, and my level has also come to LV6. The other people's levels also came to ALV. Front of a huge black door, up to 10 meters high, arrived. Xia Qingyu's voice was hoarse. The boss is inside. He didn't wait for everyone to push the door. The giant door automatically opened slowly to both sides. A terrifying coercion swept out in an instant. In the center of the hall, on a throne made of bones. A terrifying coercion swept out in an instant. In the center of the hall, on a throne made of bones. A terrifying figure was sitting beside a skeleton knight boss of 5. He was dressed in broken heavy black armor. There is no face under the helmet. There are only 2 pulsating purple reds. In his hand, he held a giant sword that was 2 meters long. Under him was riding a warhorse burning with an open flame. Intruder! A terrifying hoarse sound echoed in the hall. With this roar, a murderous aura came to his face. Just a face-to-face. Shankai and Liu Waiwei felt a little difficult to breathe. Even the courage to raise his arms was about to be lost. Even Wang Meng, who has always been calm. At this moment, the hand holding the shield was also trembling violently, although it is only a level 5 boss. But the terrifying abyss breath, countless more terrifying than any monster they have ever encountered. Xia Qingyu suppressed the fear in her heart and waved her staff, shouted loudly, "Don't be afraid. He only has 5, and we have Mu Shao without odds." Wang dreamed, "Go up. Mu Shao is ready." The words did not fall. I didn't even need to raise my hand. An orange-red afterimage passed directly past everyone. Go straight to the Heiko Knight on the throne. A deafening loud noise. It exploded in an instant in the empty hall. The smoke and dust dispersed. The flames were extinguished. The skeleton knight was still sitting on the throne. Even the posture has not changed at all. All around him, a layer of weirdness flows. Purple. Translucent red. It is emitting a cold light. That blow just now. Not even a single crack in this layer of shield could be blown out. Fireball technique is unbelievable, and it doesn't break the defense. This is a furious blow that adds 200 damage. This is not scientific. The Bone Knight slowly raised his head. There was a tidal smell in those 2 soul fires. Immediately afterwards he got up and got on a warhorse. He suddenly pinched the horse's belly. With the blue dark fire he charged at everyone. "I fought with you. It is as immovable as a mountain." Ung dreamed his eyes were red. With a loud roar he smashed the tower shield into the crack in the ground. The whole body glowed with earthy yellow. The next moment, the 5-meter-long giant sword slashed heavily on the tower shield. Wang Mengyan flew out directly backwards with the shield. A large mouthful of blood spewed out in the air. Finally it hit the wall more than 10 meters away. Wang Mengyu screamed slightly and rushed over. Ankai's face was ashen. How could this be? Even the powerful fireball on the screen couldn't be moved. I stood in the middle of the line. There was no much panic. Just frowned slightly. "It's a bit of trouble, man. Don't stop. Blast him back. Don't let him get close." Firaba roar. Needless to say, I'm not done with him. The fire in the big pound is sky high. The explosion was incessant. Under the bombardment of fireballs and multiple burst fireballs, the Bone Knight was bombarded and retreated. However, when the fire dissipated, the purple shield was still intact. Look at this scene. The eyes are dusty. Seems that this shield has not been broken. This boss is impossible to fight. Death the fireball technique stopped scolding. He was holding on to that shield. Why can't it be blown up? It seems that I'm going to grow my brain in deep thinking. IQ is taking the high ground. Under the continuous bombardment, that constant impact, it made the skeleton knight feel a great shame. His 2 pulsating purple fires passed through the crowd, locked on me. He seemed to have realized it in front of the group of ants. Only this teenager is a real threat. Just kill him. Then the fire of mortals will disappear. Not good. Xia Xingye rushed in front of me. A hint of determination flashed in his eyes. Shao-un, quickly! I will hold him back desperately. The words fell. A wide figure also came in front of me. Wang Meng turned his head and shouted with his shield. Mushao, I'll hold him back. Run quickly. Looking at these two teammates who looked like they were going to be brave and righteous, I sighed helplessly. One foot on Wang Meng's buttocks. You are sick. Where to run? Find a place to hide. Finally he hid until he starved to death. Tia. Xingye was stunned. I was a little numb by my sudden drop. My eyes froze slightly. Look at the invincible skeleton knight. Flipped, he strutted. Can't break the shield once. Just kill him 10 times, 100 times. Mu Shao was right. Shankai, who was originally paralyzed on the ground, also rolled and crawled over, although his legs were still shaking, but there was a hysterical ruthlessness in his eyes. Horizontal and vertical is death. Fight with him, Shao. We will fight as you say. Not far away, the skeleton knight slowly lowered his body. The front hooves of the sitting warhorse kept running. The ground splattered with fire. The 2 dark blue flames burned wildly on him. I looked at the people who were rekindled in their fighting spirit. The corners of his mouth rose slightly, and, at this time in my mind, the little fireball also felt the atmosphere of this decisive battle. The fireball technique is in an extremely anxious state. He knew he wanted to break through that defense. Flames must be collected all back. He desperately wanted to squeeze the huge fire element into the middle, trying to coalesce into a single point, but the fire element is too irritable. Squeeze a little harder, and they spread around. The explosion simply cannot be stably formed. Is it Jensei? When the rotation speed is extremely fast, all the energy will be locked in the center. No more collapse. Extreme rotation brings ultimate penetration, understand? I couldn't help but click twice. The little fireball in his mind that was still roaring angrily. Suddenly, there was silence. Firva is deducing new ways of arranging elements. Ha 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 ha. Oh my god, I'm a genius. Congratulations to the fireball technique for self-deduction and evolved advanced skills. The explosive spiral dragon egg goes out on the street, deals a large amount of fire damage to a single targeted. Cooldown 30 seconds. Now that I have learned, then give it a try. I'm not in a hurry. Slowly raise your right hand. Compare it to the shape of a pistol, directly pointing at the bow knight. In the next second, the huge fireball began to tremble violently, and it spun wildly. The surrounding air is instantly drained. A whirlpool visible to the naked eye is formed. Under the dual action of centrifugal force and centripetal force of high-speed rotation, the fireball began to shrink sharply at a speed visible to the naked eye. As the volume decreases, the color of the flame also underwent a qualitative change. From the initial orange-red color gradually changes to a deep dark red. As my fingers snapped into the void, dark red dot of light that was compressed to the extreme burst out with a sharp sonic boom. The flame rubs against the air due to the high-speed rotation, spilled out a spiral of terrifying tail flames. Wherever they passed, the bluestone bricks on the ground cracked inch by inch. It was lifted into the air by the violent air current. The earth-shattering explosion instantly shattered everyone's eardrums. The entire big pound seemed to be shaken by this blow. Dark red stream of flames instantly penetrated the purple guard of the skeleton knight, and the skeleton knight was also impacted by this huge explosion. It flew 10 meters abruptly. It smashed into the bone throne behind him, exploded into smoke and dust. The indestructible purple shield was gone at this moment. Only the scorching heat wave remained in the air. Qingyue and the others all stood stunned on the spot. What are you doing? He blew on my somewhat hot fingertips. Then he glanced at everyone. His eyes were a little sharper. Go to other diseases, ask for other lives, do it. Outside the copy, the rocky beach, the originally desolate and silent wilderness. At this moment it was already illuminated by dozens of dazzling military searchlights as bright as day. Hundreds of heavily armed city defense soldiers. The yellow cordon was quickly raised. Surround the entrance to the dungeon. How is it? Tianba led slightly. The voice is hoarse. Ye Hungyu bit her lip. Start debriefing. Young master, they entered the dungeon about 45 minutes ago. 10 minutes ago. The dungeon was completely abyssal. Duvan's figure shook, whispered softly. How could this be? Nothing has happened in so many years. Why did you let the little brother catch up? Mutianba looked at the dark entrance. The fist clicked. Thunder and lightning jumped wildly around him. Everyone present knows. What does the abyssalized copy mean? If the abyssalized copy is not successfully cleared within 24 hours, then the monsters inside will rush out of the abdomen and cause disaster. At this moment, a sharp brake sound sounded outside the cordon. Several dark military off-road vehicles stopped. The doors open. Walk down a group of imposing people. The middle-aged man at the head is wearing a straight suit, wearing gold-wired glasses, and behind him was a young man with a proud expression. Extremely well-equipped. A young professional with sharp eyes. Lao Mu, how is the situation? The middle-aged man strode to Mutianba's side, asked in a calm tone. Mutianba turned his head and frowned. Xiao Lai, what are you doing? Such a big thing happened. I am one of the commanders of the Shanghai City Defense Army. Zhao Lai pushed the gold glasses on the bridge of his nose. His eyes turned to the entrance of the Abyssal dungeon. A complicated look flashed in his eyes. Abyss, this kind of thing, 100,000 probability. It's really regrettable. There was a slight pause. Zhao Lai turned his head to look at Mutianba, tentatively asked, Lao Mu, I listened to the following report. Zaid, that the team is now trapped in the dungeon. Your son is in it. Angry Tianba heard this and his breathing stagnated slightly. So what about this heavy focus? Then Zhao Lai continued to ask what he said. How is the configuration of this team? Who else can I do besides your son? What is the level and how the equipment is? Mutianba was silent for a moment. Yi Hongyu next to him replied for him. Except for the young master, there is also a water element, the water of Qinghei. B-level shield battles, B-class ranger, B-class priests. Before entering the level, it is all level 4 equipment. Hold his far left. As soon as these words came out, Zhao Lai's brows furrowed instantly, and his son Zhao Lai behind him showed a mocking look. No, too old Mu. You are usually very shrewd. How can a person be confused? Zhao Lai see tone of hatred for iron but not steel. If you want to find someone to take your family to level up, tell me directly. Let Xiao Yu lead the team no better than this group of miscellaneous teams. I guess this configuration is difficult to break the defense. Their survival rate is infinitely close to 0. Less after the horse is released. Pao Mutianba snorted coldly. This is an ordinary leveling of the next book. Who would have predicted the 1-0 abyss words? Zhao Lai, don't pretend to be a good person here. Mutianba and Zhao Lai fought openly and secretly for half their lives. All the time. Both the military industry and the strength are overwhelming the other party. Now, Zhao Lai's son is promising. I want him to beg Zhao Lai in a low voice. Let my son take brother Mu. That's worse than killing him. I want him to beg Zhao Lai in a low voice. Let my son take brother Mu. That's worse than killing him. Okay, I won't fight with you. This has come to this point. Talking too much is useless. Fortunately, this is just a hard level copy, and other copies reopen. When the time comes, our COOU will take him with him. This level 5 elite team resisted. Zhao Lai pointed to several young people behind him. The level of this dungeon is limited to 3 code 5 levels. They are all level 5. A full set of legendary equipment cooperates with Mo. This is also the only force that Jiang Hai can solve this abyss dungeon at present day. Zhao Yu also took a step forward when he heard this, yes, with the confidence and arrogance of an S-class genius on his face. Mo Quantuan, Anzu, please rest assured, although the purpose is most likely to be, but I'll always be ready. Once the copy is reset, I will lead the team in as soon as possible. Cut off the boss's head with your own hands. Report excellence for Moody's. At this moment, Zuan, who had been silent, suddenly raised her head. In her red eyes, flashing with the unique stubbornness and unwillingness of a mother who said the little brother would definitely die. Although Suwan's voice was a little trembling, but he was unusually determined. The dungeon has not yet reopened. It means that they are still alive. I believe in my son. Maybe the little brother can not only live, you can also clear this abyss copy easily. Zuwan turned her head to look at Mutianba. There was a hint of expectation in his eyes. As long as Mutianba's son can really survive. Mutianba looked into his wife's eyes and cleared the level. He didn't know how difficult it was. At this moment, looking at his wife's tearful eyes, how could he bear to say that cruel wordlessness? Mutianba took a deep breath. The voice is hoarse. Yes, little brother, he will definitely be able to do it. He will definitely be able to do it. Hearing the words of Mutianba and his wife, Zhao Lai was slightly stunned. Then he just shook his head helplessly. There was no further refutation. A whiteboard mage without any talent. I want to clear the abyss dungeon. It's just a fantasy. Zhao Lai pushed his glasses. There was a sneer in his heart. If Brother Mu's configuration can really pass the level, Zhao Lai uttered the tires of this military off-road vehicle raw today. The dungeon returns the ancient knight. At this time, it was embedded in the ruins of the white bone throne. The broken shield tower is in a state of weakness. Listen to Mu Shao's illness and kill him. I'll shoot you. Chiang Kai roared and pulled his longbow. Arrows rained down at the bone knight. Wang Meng also rushed up with a shield, slammed the kneecap of the skeleton knight. Although the damage is not high, but the regret is very strong, and as a first-class water mage in the team, Xia Xinjiu took a deep breath. The staff is swinging. Streams of blue water condensed into sharp arrows in the air. Continuous shooting towards the explosion. When I was dry, I was still eating snacks and watching the show. Little Fireball started the full automatic kill mode and bombarded the boss wildly. The huge fire from the explosion instantly engulfed the treasure. Under the stormy siege of everyone, the long blood bar on the top of the Bone Knight's head at a speed visible to the naked eye. Soon the blood volume fell below 70. An angry roar came from the ruins. The knight swung his giant sword violently. A terrifying shockwave. The nearest Wang Meng flew out. Immediately afterwards, the desperate lilac translucent shield. Once again, his whole body was enveloped. Zhangdis Shankai suddenly turned his head to look at the back of the team. I didn't talk nonsense when I was leisurely raising his hands directly. Another shot. The Dark red light dots rapidly condensed, compressed and rotated at Brother Moo's fingertips. I clasped my fingertips lightly. There is no suspense. The spiral-shaped dark red line of fire ran through purple red again. There is no suspense. The spiral-shaped dark red line of fire ran through purple red again. The layer of shield that had just condensed, it exploded into a starry sky again. The skeleton knight let out a painful roar. The huge body was blown away again, slammed into the wall. The next battle became unsuspenseful. Every time the ancient knight finally came out of the shield, I haven't had time to pretend to be strong yet. I was exploded by my fingertips. The spiral cannon was mercilessly shattered. After 3 repetitions, the skeleton knight's huge body collapsed with a bang, turned into a pile of dry gas emitting black gas. Successfully kill the abyssal skeleton knight. L5. Gain 20 experience points. Increase your level to 745. Liu Vai sat on the ground, looking at the pile of dry bones. I cried with joy. Zhang Kai was even more crazy, rushed up and hugged Wang Meng and jumped. Ha 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 ha, I'm not dead. Lao Tzu cleared the abyss dungeon. Even Cii Qingjua, who has always been cold. At this moment the corners of his mouth couldn't help but rise. This is an abyss copy. Although it is only a difficult level, its gold content is enough for them to write a strong stroke on their resume. Wang Meng pointed to several light clusters floating above the skeleton knight's body and shouted, "Let's see what is out there." I glanced at it casually, looked at the dropped equipment and materials. The most valuable of them is a gold level piece of equipment. It's just warrior equipment, and I really don't like gold level equipment. I pointed to the balls of light, waved his hand casually. "You can divide these for yourself." The words just fell. Qingyu's voice sounded. "No way." He looked at me, his face full of seriousness. "Mu Shao, this is not in accordance with the rules. First of all, you are the boss. The output in the copy should be yours. Second, if not, don't talk about clearing the level. Our lives are gone. So do it. These things are all yours. Not only these loot we can't ask. So do it. These things are all yours. Not only these loot we can't ask. After going out, we will refund the full amount of the commission paid by Mu Quan. This dungeon can follow you to gain so much experience. Being promoted 2 levels in a row is already a huge advantage for you." Zhang Kai, Wang Meng, and others were also stunned for a moment after hearing this. But soon, Zhang Kai reacted. The captain was right. "Mu Shao, these things are all yours." Several others also expressed their positions. Okay, it's up to you." I waved my hand. He put all the loot on the ground into the backpack in the panel. "See me take it." Xia Qingyue breathed a sigh of relief. He looked at me and said casually, "Mu Shao, the day after tomorrow is the big exam. With your current strength, it is estimated that he can be admitted to the Tianlong Academy in Kyoto." At this moment, Zhang Kai on the side suddenly interjected, "I heard that our rivers and seas have spent a lot of money this time." He was awarded the top scholar. Prepare a complete heart of a lava behemoth to speak. Hearing this, Wang Meng's hand shook. "Take a breath. This is really blood. Lava behemoths are already rare. Even a slice of meat on the market. They have all been speculated to sky-high prices. And it is also a valuable existence." Hear these words. The fireball technique drooled into a waterfall. "I want that lava behemoth. It's my favorite food when I hear it. There is no market for it." It touched my chin. Although the family is rich, but in this world, some things are not just available for money. Ying is not the only one who is rich. Then, let's just mess around in this big exam. Let's just mess around in this big exam. Let's go everyone anyway. There is a place to go to. Any school, let's go out. Anyway, there are any schools you go to. I waved my hand at everyone. "Let's go." Sister Yi is probably about to fall asleep. "Let's go out." The rocky beach outside the copy. The atmosphere was depressing. Mu Tianba's eyes were red. Zhu Van stood beside him, hands clasped tightly in front of his chest, and on the other side, Zhao Lai seemed much calmer. From time to time he raised his wrist. At this moment, the dungeon vortex that was spinning wildly suddenly froze. This is a sign that the copy is about to reopen. Mutianba and Suan's hearts instantly raised their voices. In this world, it is abyssal. There are only 2 possibilities for the replica to reopen. Either everyone inside die, the copy is reset, or the level is cleared. Zhao Lai pushed the gold glasses on the bridge of his nose. It seems to be over. Light rain is ready to enter the market. Got it, Dad. Zhao Yu moved his wrist. The whole person is eager to try. After all, he can show his strength in front of so many bigwigs. It's exciting to think about it. Yi Hanyu suddenly exclaimed, "Oh, wrong." Look at the eyes of everyone above. Subconsciously followed his finger. I saw the original discipline that had been maintained for 18 years is fading rapidly. The current highest record, 1 hour 5 minutes 22 seconds to clear the team. Xia Qingjue Chang, Kai Wang Meng Liu, Wai Muge Ai. Zhao Lai's expression froze. Mouth opened slightly and could not close for a long time. Zhao Yu is not much better. Blankly watched the record cleared. And it's a record breaking. Clearing the level still broke the record in the case of the abyss of the copy. Just when everyone had not yet recovered from this huge shock, the light at the entrance of the dungeon flashed. Several figures slowly walked out of the whirlpool. I just stepped out of the dungeon. I was shocked by this battle. Hundreds of heavily armed soldiers, dozens of headlights, and those pairs of eyes that hooked their eyes. Zhao Yu is also in those pairs of straight eyes that are elegant. Where's Zhao Yu 2 at night? My eyes swept through the crowd, which was quite leisurely and elegant. Where is Zhao Yu 2? Don't stay in the middle of the night to blow the wind. Not far away. It's quite leisurely and elegant. Where is Zhao Yu 2? Zhao Yu, who had a wonderful expression at night, lost his wind and was quite leisurely and elegant. Zhao Yu, with a wonderful expression. He waved his hand as if smiling. It's also there. Don't sleep at home at night. Run here to blow the wind. It's quite leisurely and elegant. Zhao Yu's face turned red. Speechless. I haven't waited for me to say 2 more sentences. Su Wan rushed over. Speechless. I haven't waited for me to say 2 more sentences. Su Wan rushed over. Little brother, he can no longer care about the image of the president. He held me in his arms. You scared your mother to death. Abyss copy. Why are you so miserable? Ming, if you have 3 long and 2 short, Mom is not alive anymore. Zua cried and slapped me the back. I rolled my eyes, and my face was purple. Patted my mother's back with difficulty. Mom let go and was not beaten to death by the monster. I will be strangled by you. Hear your son's cry for help. Zuwan then reacted quickly. Let go of his hand. He wiped his face and wiped his face. I'm sorry. He looked at Muji. He looked Brother Mu up and down, eyes full of concern and apologies. I'm sorry. Mom was so excited. Let my mother see if there's any injury and where it hurts. I reluctantly spread my hands. Either way, he showed off his intact limbs. At this time, Mu Tianba also strode up. Although the iron-blooded commander did not test like his wife, but he only rested on my shoulder, the big hand trembling slightly. It still exposed the excitement in his heart. Good boy, just live. It's good to be alive. Mu Tianba's eyes crossed over his son. Looking at the 4 CIA Qingqiu who followed me out, his eyes froze, frowning slightly. Except for some dust and fatigue on his body, these 4 people didn't even show any signs of serious injuries. What's going on? Mu Tianba asked in a deep voice. Even if the son has a talent for fine exercises, but it's good to be able to keep yourself in that environment. How could it be possible to come out unscathed with the whole team? Xingyue took a deep breath. He took a step forward and shot deeply at Mu Tianba. Mu Quan Ansu can come out alive this time, and clearing the Abyss copy depends on pastoral classmates. If it weren't for Mu Shao single-handedly smashing the shield of the final boss, it bears more than 90 of the output firepower. We would have died in it long ago. Speaking of which, Xingyue took out a bank card from her pocket. Hands were handed to Mu Tianba. Mu Quan, we cannot accept the commission for this mission. Not only did we not help much in the dungeon, instead he rubbed Mu Shao's experience and was promoted 2 levels in a row. He also won the honor of clearing records. This is hot. Please be sure to take it back. Shang Kai and Wang Meng behind him also nodded repeatedly, like a chick pecking at rice. Yes, Commander Young Master Mu is too awesome. Really bring the whole audience. We just went in and called 666. I'm really embarrassed to pick it up. Hear this series of rainbow farts? I scratched my head in embarrassment. Cheeks are slightly hot. One person with a flying fist, and also in the case of Abyss, broke the record that had been held for 18 years. His son is really awesome. Mu Tianba suppressed the ecstasy in his heart. Directly pushed back the card handed over by C.A. Qingyu. Received the money sent by me, Mu Tianba. There's no reason to take it back. C.I.A. Qingyu's hand, holding the bank card, froze in mid-air, a little overwhelmed. At this time, Suan on the side gently held C.A. Qingyu's hand, pushed the card back into his palm. Xiao Xia, your Uncle Mu asked you to keep it. This time, no matter how much the little brother contributes. If it weren't for you in front, without your trust as teammates, it is difficult for him to achieve great things alone. Besides, you accompanied the little brother through the gates of hell. This money is regarded as a little bit of my aunt's heart. Take it to buy some supplements. Take good care of your spirit. Xia Qingyue looked at Zuan's sincere eyes, finally nodded. The bank card was taken back. Then, thank you, Mu Quan. Thank you, Aunt Su. Okay. Thank you, Aunt Su. Okay, don't blow the cold wind here. Mu Tianba roared heartily. He waved his hand to his subordinates on the side. That who sent Xia and the others back first. Not far away, Zhao Lai's face was full of disbelief. Not only cleared, all members were not injured. Dad, how is this possible? Zhao Yu stood aside and muttered. Zhao Lai snorted coldly. It is estimated that Mu Tianba's old owner spent a lot of money on Brother Ma. What whole cards? Saying that Zhao Lai's eyes fell on C.A. Qingyu, who was about to leave. And I think the little girl named Xia Qingjie is not simple. Do you know her? Zhao Yu followed his father's gaze and nodded. Recognized at the first middle school next door, and the water element Qinghe. He was famous at school. Before changing jobs, whether it is theoretical results or practical simulations, it has always been the first in the school. Zhao Lai smiled, and let's go. It's nothing to do with us. He pulls the car door before sitting in, turned his head and said coldly to an adjutant beside him, go check that Tia Qingyu. Find a chance to talk to him. Let's just say Jianhai is the champion this time. How much compensation do we want? Open it casually. It's the commander. The The adjutant took the order and left. Window slowly rises. Xiao Lai looked at his son sitting next to him. The tone became serious. Xiao Yu, don't be confused by this little thing. This time, Jianghai City is the champion award. The heart of the lava behemoth. Essential to your profession as a flame mage. Xiao Yu clenched his fists. A raging fire burned in his eyes. Don't worry, Dad, Jianghai is the champion this time. I am bound to win. Looking at his son's appearance, Xiao Lai's originally depressed mood suddenly dissipated a lot. It really deserves to be my Xiao Lei's master. Don't flinch in the face of a strong enemy. Instead, it aroused a stronger desire to fight. On the other side, I molded my stomach and looked at Zuwan. Mom, let's go back and talk about sensational words. I'm starving now. Can you eat it on the hour first? It is best to be the kind of high calorie and high fire element. I want to make up for it. Zuwan heard this, immediately changed to a fiery expression. Eat you must, mother. This makes the 5-star chef team at home fire now. What do you want to eat? Dragon meat, unicorn arm, or deep sea brine soup? As long as you want to eat. Mom is looking for you. At this time, Wu Tianba on the side turned around in the direction of Xiao Lai's disappearance in the distance. Xiao Lai's old thing. I was angry when I looked at that face just now. I haven't heard from him yet. Just bring the team. It seems that the little brother will die if he eats it. I didn't expect the little brother to be so awesome. For half a lifetime, I really thought I could return to a city on my son. Wu Tianba snorted coldly. Then he looked at me, little brother. Since you have such a good talent, and so hard and willing to make progress, then we can't waste it. Wu Tianba waved his hand. He said proudly, Dad decided tonight. The 3rd Special Brigade of the Imperial Army was directly mobilized. Manage this whole rocky beach. There are also several leveling areas nearby. Our lockdowns tonight. Let them help you lure the monster. Cripple it for you to harvest. We won't go back tonight. Level up all night. Zhao Yu must be stepped on the soles of his feet before the big exam. Prove the sharpness of Xiao Lai and his son. Hearing this, my whole body froze. No way. I just finished leveling all night to fight the Abyss dungeon. The donkeys of the production team are not so useful. I was just about to say no. Zuwan slapped Mu Tianba's hand off, staring and scolding. Mu Tianba, are you crazy? The little brother and gang escaped from death in the Abyss dungeon. The mental power consumption is so great. We'll also let him practice all night. Do you want to tire my son to death? Upgrade is important or physical? No, absolutely not. The little brother has to go home to sleep now. Herbal technique. Also heard what she was sleeping on. Continue to dry after a big meal. This seat is to become a fireball of forbidden curses. This level is tiring. Hi. I looked at the little fireball icon that was beating wildly on the skill bar. I just feel tired. This rebel might really be able to do it if you really go home to sleep. When I woke up, it escalated again. How will I explain it then? While I was pondering, Mutianba smiled. Zaid gently to Suwan. Hey wife, don't worry. After listening to me, I also feel sorry for my son. I also know that my brother is tired. So I mean, let's move the big bed at home. Set up a temporary base. The Special Brigade is responsible for inducing monsters. Beat the monster until only a trace of blood remains. Then send it to the little brother. As for the little brother, he just needs to lie comfortably on the bed. Just move your fingers to make up for the last knife. Zuwan was still a little hesitant. The wild environment is so bad. How can the little brother who sleeps in the wind sleep well? Since you can't hide it, then you can only enjoy it. Anyway, there is a bed to lie on. The guy knows how to fight himself. Sleeping on your own is not a conflict. I took a deep breath. Instantly adjust your expression. Mom, although I'm very tired, I also want to go home and sleep. But I must not embarrass my parents. Isn't it just all night? Isn't it just less sleep? For the big exam for the glory of the Mu family, you can fight. As soon as these words came out, with that firm look, Zuwan was calmed down in an instant. Her eyes turned red all of a sudden. What a sensible child. Zuwan was moved and swallowed a little. Then she took out a skill book that exuded a tawny light. Since you have this heart, don't stop you. This is specially prepared for you by my mother before going out in the morning. I wanted to wait for you to come home tonight. Zuwan stuffed the skill book into my hand. Say softly. This is the basic skill of the Earth system mentioned in the morning. Maybe it will be available soon. Let me give it to you first. I took the skill book. The basic effect of the skill book Earth Escape Technique. Summon an Earth Elemental Shield. Resists a certain amount of physical and magical damage. At level 10, you can learn new basic skills. Now it is almost half of the experience points of level 7. If the entire Special Brigade comes to help with leveling, I guess I can learn it as soon as I wake up. When the time comes, this Earth Escape Technique will be learned. I hope it's a skill that stabilizes the focus. The master is another grumpy little brother. Thank you, Mom. I put my skills away. Saying this, Mu Tianba said to the adjutant beside him, go and pull the 3rd Special Brigade over. I also went to the house to dismantle the bed in my brother's bedroom and transport it over. Silk quilts, latex pillows, and aromatherapy machines were all brought. I also informed the kitchen team to bring all ingredients and utensils. A patrol must be made within 10 minutes. The adjutant on the side was stunned. When he listened, he stood up straight and responded loudly. It's the commander. Arrange everything. Mu Tianba turned around. Toji Hongyu. The Hongyu will leave it to you. Hongyu, it's the commander. Yi Hongyu stood up and saluted. Sharp eyes. Mu Tianba nodded in satisfaction. Then, look at my dad and your mother go back first. Remember, if it's really too tiring, just rest for a while. Zhu Wan also took my hand, reluctantly told him several times. Only one step and 3 times turned around and handed it over to the car. On the rocky beach, a giant luxury tent was erected out of thin air. The tent is brightly lit. The ground is covered with a heavy Persian carpet. On the long table in the center, covered with white tablecloth, it is full of freshly cooked delicacies. Come on, the young master opened his mouth. A young woman in a black and white lace-made outfit was kneeling beside me. Use a silver fork to pick up a piece of cutlet. I opened my mouth to bite the meat steak with peace of mind. That kind of melts in your mouth. Fiery taste that bursts on the tip of the tongue in an instant. I couldn't help but blink my eyes. The pork belly of this flame magic orb is grilled at just the right temperature. The outside is charred and tender on the inside. As long as the young master likes it. The maid covered her mouth and laughed lightly. His body rubbed against me intentionally or unintentionally. That's because the young master is in good health. No matter how you make up for it, you can stand it. If it was someone else, I'm afraid I would have a nosebleed a long time ago. As he spoke, he stretched out his finger, gently rub off a little of the sauce from the corners of my mouth. I just wanted to talk. The curtain of the tent was lifted. Yi Hongyu strode with meteors. Young master, the special brigade has been assembled, is on standby on the periphery. Your bed has been set up. All the idle people around have been emptied. You can level up with confidence. I glanced at the food on the table that had already eaten D7-1788, wiped his mouth and stood up. Okay, it's full. Then let's get started. Get out of the tent. A familiar, custom large soft bed appeared in front of you. And around the big bed, dozens of people are fully armed. Murderous special soldiers are on standby. I sat on the soft mattress and saw me sit down. 3 burly strong men immediately took a step forward. They saluted in unison. Master, Yi Hongyu stepped forward and began to introduce. Young master, this is the Berserker profession. This is the Ernil Ranger. This is the ancient stone mage. They will lead the team tonight. Help you cripple all the monsters. Send it over. Who patted his chest and promised. Young master, don't worry. I can guarantee that as long as it is a monster sent by us, never exceed 5 HP. All you have to do is move your fingers to harvest. I nodded in satisfaction. Yes, thank you for your hard work, brothers. Then let's get started. With the 3 of them giving an order, the surrounding special soldiers instantly turned into black shadows, scattered into the night. Just for a moment, accompanied by the roar of the beast, the sound of the stone came. Young master, take the monster at 3 o'clock. Immediately afterwards, one had his leg broken. The wasteland demon wolf of 6, covered in blood, was abandoned high. It flew accurately towards the right side of the big bed. You don't need me to do it. An orange-red fireball roared out. It accurately hit the head of the demon wolf in midair. Kill the wasteland wolf. Experience points are increased by 3 to 5. Over time. Experience points are increased by 3 to 5. Over time. The cooperation of various teams is becoming more and more skillful. The frequency of causing monsters is also getting higher and higher. From the very beginning, 1 tested. The later groups of 3 or 5. After all kinds of wasteland, monsters are crippled. Throw it around the big bed. The night was getting darker. I yawned. The eyelids start fighting. Found a comfortable position. Bury your head in the pillow. Less than 3 seconds. The sound of even breathing sounded far away. Who just grabbed an ironclad rhinoceros and rushed back. He was about to call the young master to take over, but I saw that I had shrunk into the bed and froze in place. At this time, go to the other side to attract the monster stone. I saw run back with a half-dead porcupine. See this scene. The stone footsteps were dumbfounded. The young master is asleep. Who nodded a little at a loss. It looks like he should have fallen asleep. Is that monster still thrown away? Who frowned and pondered for 2 seconds. I didn't say that Xiao Sui was in danger and stopped. Ye Shen said that Xia Tong bone leveling. Didn't say that the young master stopped when he slept. The stone hesitated. But the young master was asleep. What if something happens? Who gritted his teeth. It's okay. We have already beaten the monsters to the point where only blood is left. If the young master doesn't react, let's make up for it again. It will definitely not hurt a single hair of the young master. Let's go. Who exerted his arms, put the heavy ironclad rhinoceros gently playing towards the open space on the edge of the large bed. A fireball condensed out of thin air, with a mournful sound of breaking the air, instantly penetrated the ironclad rhinoceros. Who and the stone instantly petrified in place, and she was so excited that his whole body trembled, lowered his voice and said, Brother Who, have you heard of it? There are some top professionals in legend. In order to pursue the ultimate fighting instinct, will deliberately train yourself to fight in your sleep. Who frowned slightly when he heard this, with a little hesitation. No one in our team can do this kind of ability. Mu Shao had just changed jobs. What do you know? Shito gave him a blank look, retorted in a firm tone. We can compare with Mu Shao. Who can we talk to Mu Shao? And who is Shao? Is our post commander Mu's child school? Who is the one who can learn from us? The next day I opened my eyes in a daze, then habitually opened the property panel. Nama, Munij as a profession, aga level 108. I looked around, thinking that there was only one personal maid. He asked strangely, what about others? The maid explained softly, young master, about an hour ago, Captain Ahu and the others stopped leading because you slept too deeply later. The monster that was thrown over didn't react. Captain Yi is worried about your safety. I'm afraid to disturb your rest. Let them stop first. Now some people are guarding outside. Some of them went on rotation. So it seems that the little fireball guy is also tired. At this moment, Hongyu also came over with Ahu and Shito. The three of them were obviously a little tired. There was some blood under the eyes. Young master, I stretched out and got out of bed. I slept too much last night. I didn't cause you any trouble. Who smiled? A simple face can be in deep sleep, can also maintain that accurate killing efficiency. Persisted for most of the night. Young master, you are simply a god man. I laughed 1,000 times and didn't check anymore. Master, then shall we continue to level up? Yi Hongyu glanced at the special soldiers on standby around her. If you want to continue, I asked them to pick me up immediately. I glanced at the skill bar when I heard this. The state of Fireball is in a deep sleep. Drowling. I waved my hand. Yawned. Don't practice performance first. I just woke up and my brain is still a little bitter. I can't react. Take a break for a while to wake up. This time the stone standing aside suddenly spoke curiously. Old and young, since you are level 10. Yesterday I heard from the commander that you want to learn earth skills. As soon as I heard this, I also remembered. It is true that level 10 can learn the next basic skill. I took out a basic skill book of earth escape given by Suwan yesterday. Who immediately spoke when he saw this. Young master, you have chosen the right skill. Stone is the only S-level elemental affinity mage in our special brigade. Saying that, who shot a bucket of stones with his bones. And it is also an affinity for the earth element. On the understanding of exhalation skills. In our rivers and seas it is a stone to recognize the second. Few people dare to recognize the first. Shito waved his hand again and again when he heard this. Brother Hu, don't blow nonsense in front of the young master. How dare I call myself young master S? That's a micro exercise master. I see the young master's fireball technique. It's bigger than me, who has been practicing for more than 10 years, and I don't want a golden body. I just have a little experience. A little bit though humble. But the confidence in the stone's eyes cannot be hidden. As an S-level earth-type affinity mage, his perception of the earth and the construction of his defensive skills, it does have a talent that is difficult for ordinary people to reach. I smiled and patted the skill book. Okay, Brother Stone, don't be modest. Since you are an expert, I'll learn it later. I have to trouble you to point it out. I dare not accept it. Young master, you have any problems? I must know everything. Ito was flattered as if he was surprised. I don't ink anymore. This is Guan Ping's own skill. Learn early and use with peace of mind. With my thoughts moving, the skill book in my hand turned into a little light and drilled into my eyebrows. You have learned the basic skill Earth Escape. Zeyo. Earth Escape technique. Summon an earth elemental shield. Resists physical and magical damage in front of you. What skill effect does it have? I don't really care. What I care about is whether the earth escape technique can speak. I tentatively called out in my heart, is the little soil there? What I care about is whether the earth escape technique can speak. I tentatively called out in my heart, is the little soil there? Is there anyone? Hey. Hello, Moses. Earth escape icon on the skill bar. There was no movement at all. I frowned slightly. Could it be that only small fireballs are special? Saying that I was in a daze after learning the skills, Shito couldn't help but ask, how is the young master? How does it feel? The stone looked like a person who had come over. Patiently explained. In fact, the most difficult thing for earth mages is to communicate with the earth element. The fire element is irritable and active, and one can save people, but the earth element is very stable by nature. I want to use good earth skills. Requires a lot of patience. It's normal for you to feel nothing when you first come into contact with it. Master, why don't you release the earth escape technique here? Let me help you take a look. I nodded. Then stand up. With the use of skills, the surrounding air vibrates slightly. A faint tawny halo appeared around me, then condensed into a translucent earth elemental shield, levitating in front of me. It looks like the wind can fall apart when the wind blows. Surrounding when Yi Hongyu looked at each other. There is no elemental affinity. It is not easy to release energy for the first time. As for the strength, don't count on it. Stone is very responsible. He took 2 steps forward, reached out and knocked. Young master, as the first try, more than 90 of newcomers can be formed. However, the structure here is still too loose. Young master, try to calm down. Don't think about how to put it. Instead, feel the heavy rain under your feet. Imagine this. You are pumping out the rocks and dirt under your feet. Continuous compression stacking of bone-filling scopes. This shield, I nodded. Follow the stone's guidance and close your eyes. Although there's no such thing as elemental affinity, but under the guidance of the spiritual power of the stone, the thin shield had changed. This is also the first time I have released skills completely autonomously. Color of the shield is a little darker than visible to the naked eye. Although it still doesn't look too strong, but at least it looks like it. The stone's eyes lit up. I couldn't help but clap my hands and applaud. Young master, remember this feeling just now. This is the thickness of the present. It is definitely more than enough to resist basic fireball attacks of the same level. Stone suggested with some eagerness. Young master, let's try his actual defense. I'll try attacking with the most basic fireball technique. I heard that I was going to be beaten. Yi Hongyu on the side frowned slightly. The young master of the stone just learned. This is to get started. Team Yi is relieved. I have a sense of proportion. Let's try it with a small fireball. With the thickness of this shield, it is completely enough to resist. The stone patted his chest. He assured with a confident face, seeing him so determined. Yi Hongyu nodded. After all, the stone is also a senior old mage. His control is still there. Afterwards, Yi Hongyu took a whole back and stepped back. It also retreated to a position 10 meters away. In the palm of his hand, an orange-red flame rose instantly. This fireball is really not big. It's a smaller punch than my previous fireball. At the moment when this fire appeared, the Earth Escape icon, which had not reacted, trembled suddenly. The Earth Escape technique felt the breath of danger. Screams like killing pigs. Not good, dangerous. Don't come over. I listened to the screams like killing pigs in my head. The whole person was stunned. Boy, it turns out you can talk. I shouted for a long time just now and didn't respond. As a result, his voice was louder than anyone else's at this time. But danger. What danger? I subconsciously glanced at the stone 10 meters away. At this time, the small fireball held in the stone hand, only the size of a fist. It doesn't look as good as the fireball you released. That's it. This thing can also be called dangerous. I glanced at the dirt in front of me. My heart was speechless for a while. Is this Earth Escape technique misunderstood the word danger? However, the Earth Escape technique in the skill bar not only did not calm down, instead it began to flicker wildly. The local escape technique is a waste of time. It's terrible. I felt the fireball, and it was squeezing. Master it will burn you to ashes. The Earth Escape technique began to think wildly because of excessive fear. He thought of a thin shield. It is simply impossible to resist this terrifying attack. Needs thicker, harder, more comprehensive protection. The Earth Escape technique is desperately extracting the Earth element attack from the depths of the Earth. By your skills extremely pass. He deduced and evolved advanced skills on his own. The mud flows out of the street. The wall of earth flow instantly rose from the ground. A thick wall of earth and stone. Not only can it resist the damage in front of you, it can also change the terrain. Cooldown is 5 seconds. I looked at the new skill introduction on the panel. The corners of his mouth couldn't help but twitch twice. What the hell? Extreme pass comprehended the soil flow wall. Before I came to my senses, the stone standing in the distance asked, "Don't be nervous. Breathe deeply. Focus your mental power on your shield. I'm going to go on the offensive." He glanced at the icon of the new skill of the earth flow wall. He glanced at the harmless mini fireball in Chito's hand again. Some of the ancient skills on the expression were comprehensible. It should be considered ready. The stone keenly captured the trace of consciousness on my face. He restrained his smile. The tone became particularly solemn. "Young master, you really don't have to worry, although your current earth shield doesn't look too thick. But with my guidance is enough, and I will also collect my strength. Just put 100 hearts. According to my more than 10 years of experience as an earth mage, your shield is 100 resistant. It doesn't even shake. This time it's mainly about giving you a feel for resisting attacks." On the side also said happily, "Yes, young master, put your heart in your stomach. Don't look at the stone as an earth mage, but he also has a hand in controlling the fireball technique." He said enough is definitely enough.